The airport buzzed with the usual pre-flight chaos, rolling luggage, echoing announcements, the sharp click of high heels on linoleum. But amid the ordinary rush, a moment of injustice was about to unfold, one that would shake an entire plane full of strangers and remind everyone what courage, love, and standing up for what's right truly looks like. 14-year-old Marcus Daniels had just passed through security with his dad, Dr. Elijah Daniels, a well-known aerospace engineer and a single father raising his son with discipline, empathy, and a deep sense of pride in who he was. They were flying from Dallas to San Diego, where Marcus had won a regional science award and was heading to the national finals, a proud moment for any kid, and especially for his father, who'd always pushed Marcus to chase excellence no matter the odds. Boarding had begun. Marcus walked ahead with his backpack, smiling shyly at the flight attendant at the gate. She barely glanced at his boarding pass before motioning him through. Moments later, his dad followed, placing their carry-ons in the overhead bin while Marcus took the window seat. They were chatting about his project, solar-powered drones, when a different flight attendant approached, her expression tight and disapproving. "Excuse me, young man," she said, pointing at Marcus. "You need to come with me." Marcus blinked, confused. "Me? Why?" "I said come with me," she repeated, louder this time. "You're not complying with airline policies." Passengers began to look over. Dr. Daniels stood up immediately. "Hold on, what policy? He hasn't done anything." But the flight attendant wasn't listening. She reached for Marcus's arm, her tone curt, accusing. This young man was behaving suspiciously. "He's going to have to disembark." The cabin turned cold. Passengers watched, some whispering, others frowning. Marcus's face turned pale, humiliated. "Dad, I didn't do anything." Elijah Daniels calmly but firmly stepped in between the woman and his son. "Ma'am," he said, voice controlled but heavy with emotion, "you're about to make a very big mistake. Sir, please sit down or you'll be removed as well." That's when Elijah pulled out his phone and began recording. "My name is Dr. Elijah Daniels. This is my son, Marcus, and you're targeting him based on nothing but the color of his skin. He's 14. He's done nothing wrong. He's sitting in his assigned seat." The flight attendant froze. Tension gripped the plane. A few passengers pulled out their phones too. Others murmured in support. "I'm not going anywhere," Elijah said, locking eyes with her. "And neither is this flight unless my son is treated with the dignity every passenger deserves." She turned away, clearly flustered, and whispered into her radio. 7 minutes. That's how long it took for everything to change. By minute 3, the co-pilot came out to assess the situation. By minute 4, the captain followed. By minute 5, several passengers spoke up. "I saw everything, this boy didn't do anything wrong. This is racial profiling. You can't just throw a kid off a plane for sitting in his seat." By minute 6, airport security arrived, but not to remove Marcus. They approached the flight attendant instead, quietly asking her to step aside. And by minute 7, the captain made an announcement over the intercom. "Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for your patience. We will have a brief delay. The safety and dignity of all our passengers is our top priority." The flight attendant never returned. A new crew member came to assist. The plane took off 20 minutes later, with Marcus still in his seat, staring out the window, his father's hand resting firmly on his shoulder. After landing, the video Elijah had taken went viral. Millions saw it. News outlets picked it up. The airline issued a public apology. The flight attendant was placed on leave pending investigation. But more importantly, conversations started. Conversations about race, bias, and what it means to speak up even when your voice shakes. Marcus, quiet and thoughtful as ever, didn't gloat. Instead, when asked by a journalist what he learned from the ordeal, he simply said, "My dad always tells me, when you see something wrong, don't look away. Stand up. Even if you're scared." That one sentence echoed far beyond the terminal gates. In a world too often divided by fear, Dr. Elijah Daniels grounded a plane not out of anger, but out of love for his son and a refusal to let silence be an accomplice. In just 7 minutes, he reminded everyone that justice doesn't always need a courtroom. Sometimes, it only needs a father willing to rise. Moral of the story: it only takes one voice to stop injustice, but it takes courage to use it. Never let fear silence your truth.